ruin has come to our family.
If you've played the game before or heard the intro cutscene, you would know what I'm talking about. Darkest Dungeon is a really good game. It's a 4-hero, turn-based, brutal dungeon crawler with its unforgiving combat, stress mechanics, randomized dungeons, and town building. You are tasked as the mayor and the heir of your ancestors' estate. The game wants you to lose, and it is not shy to give you a reality check. Since it's now the new year, and with Darkest Dungeon being released in January 19th, 2016, its 10-year anniversary is right around the corner. I think it's time we take a look back and review some of its mechanics and its identity to really appreciate some real peak.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Your cart goes off the wheels, and you're thrown into the tutorial. It first tells you that you're in a room, and to traverse, you need to click another adjacent room. Then it teaches you to walk, using the A and D keys. Fighting is next, and it teaches its turn-based mechanics and the most annoying thing, roster positioning. It's just such an annoying thing that was designed specifically to give you distress. There are so many things that can shuffle your team around. Enemies have moves that can push or pull you around, you can get ambushed while camping, and even death has a part in your roster's positioning. Fortunately, as you progress, you can get heroes that have skills that move them around, or can unlock different skills that benefits their position. After a few encounters, your quest is complete, and then you are able to go to the hamlet. You're introduced to the stagecoach, a cart that brings new heroes after every week. After picking up the cleric and the plague doctor from the stagecoach, we can embark, taking the usual suspects, or the red hook depending on your character's preferred position. Each hero has a preferred position and will benefit from being in that preferred position. And if they're not? After we're done with our heroes' positions and attacks, we must do one more thing before we set forth. Provisions. You need to buy your team supplies to get through the dungeon. Food, shovels, torches, and maybe some consumables. These are more important than just using them in fights. I'll explain later on that, but right now we need to get into the dungeon. While the dungeon loads, the game is creating a dungeon with curios, room interactions, traps, fights, and obstacles with a random amount of rooms, hallways, and hallway lengths. So every dungeon will be different from the last. Once you do load in, you are loaded into the beginning room, which has an overgrown mossy door on the map and is always safe. Each interactable item, or curios, can give you loot, traits, health, or buffs depending on the curio and the item used on it. Each curio can either be interacted with nothing, or can use an item in your inventory to get any rewards. It is also a good thing to note that not all curios are worth interacting with, and might actually punish you for trying to interact with it. You can also use the wiki to min-max your curios and take every optimal outcome, but we still need to be able to finish the quest of the dungeon before we can leave. Each quest has certain requirements you must fulfill before you can leave the dungeon. There will often be times where you can leave before you finish looting. Some quests require you to complete every battle room, or explore 90% of the map, or defeat a certain boss, You can always abandon your quest at the forfeit of your quest rewards and some stress for your heroes. After the end of every room or picking up a map from a curio, your team has a chance of scouting ahead. This can reveal everything in your character's line of sight. This gives you a chance to disarm traps, see fights, and be ready for anything that comes up. And if you're lucky, you can also find a secret room at any point in your dungeon. This can give you either immense gold or super valuable trinkets to use for your characters. Alongside all of these things you have to manage, you also have to take care of your torch. Torch is another thing you need to manage while traversing the dungeons. With the brightest being 100 and pitch as black being 0, the bright torch is the safest, having the highest dodge, scouting, and surprised monsters chance. Dim light has slight stress, scouting, dodge, and monster surprise chance, and all the way on the other side is pitch as black. This light level seems like something you shouldn't want, but it is a double-edged sword. Your stress goes up a lot faster, your party gets surprised a lot more, monsters get increased accuracy and damage, and your crit chance is much higher, and the loot you get is increased dramatically. The torch effects also affect ground and room curios. Stress is another mechanic of the game. It is an active mechanic that needs to be taken care of, or can cause even bigger issues if not tended to. Penalty stress is accumulated to heroes when entering an over-leveled dungeon, like a level 1 hero entering a level 5 dungeon. Stress is also passively gained to every hero when traversing dungeons. Stress mostly accumulates during fights, with critical strikes doing bits of stress and attacks that specifically do stress damage doing more. You can get stress for failing to have enough food, not having a shovel to get through a blockage, or even abandoning a quest. All heroes get stressed when any hero reaches death's door or dies. If a hero reaches 100 stress, they can get virtuous or afflicted. Afflictions are common while playing the game. Heroes who are afflicted both get a change of their stats and their behavior. They can act out on their turn, losing all control of that hero and actively causing stress for the rest of your team. If a hero becomes virtuous, they gain increased stats and will passively resolve stress for your heroes. If in the case where your virtuous hero reaches 200 stress, their stress is completely removed and their virtue is gone. If a hero reaches 200 stress and at any point is in a dungeon, they will suffer a heart attack and go to death's door. If they are already on death's door, they die. All heroes that die cannot come back, but can be viewed and honored in the graveyard, where they display their level and their death blow. With the first dungeon complete and returning to the hamlet, the bar and the tavern has been unlocked. These are the easiest ways to remove stress and cure afflictions. A bunch of hero traits can actually stop certain heroes from relieving stress. You can also resolve stress in a dungeon if you have a hero who has a stress heal, or if you camp. Camping is a mechanic that allows your team a moment of respite, a chance to heal, relieve stress, and gain some extra buffs before facing the dangers ahead. Each hero has some universal and personal camping skills that are randomly given to each hero. All of these can be unlocked at the survivalist after a few in-game weeks. The blacksmith and the guild are two very important buildings that you should prioritize upgrading. The guild is responsible for unlocking and leveling up skills in your heroes, doing more damage or healing more damage. The blacksmith lets you upgrade your hero's equipment, increasing damage, health, and dodge. All of these skills and equipment are locked to your hero's resolve level. Each hero has their own level, known as their resolve. Heroes gain resolve by finishing missions successfully, and are able to go into higher level dungeons without a penalty. 2 low level heroes gain a stress penalty for going into higher level dungeons, but gain more XP. Heroes whose resolve is higher will refuse to go into lower level dungeons for being beneath them. I could talk on and on and on because of just how good this game is. I'm not including the Butcher's Circus, a PvP arena with each hero tailored to deal with other heroes. The Color of Madness, a wave-based survival dungeon that is infinitely playable with the introduced Thing of the Stars mini-boss. There are bosses that get unlocked after leveling a dungeon high enough, with included level scaling. There are also events that give you extra bonuses and, more importantly, the darkest dungeon and an ending. I don't want to completely spoil the game for you guys, because this game is definitely a game worth playing. Its intense gameplay and for all of its mechanics together blend to create a beautiful, tense, and rewarding experience on the dangers of being an adventurer. If you guys do enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing and maybe joining my Discord. It's a little scuffed, but I'd love to see some new faces in there. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.